I'm going to show you just how easy it is to change the propeller on my 99 Suzuki Outboard motor. What I'm about to do holds true for essentially any style with a castle nut and cotter pin. I'm switching to an aluminum propeller today because I'm going into a rocky reservoir, and if you don't know by now, stainless steel propellers are a lot stronger and stiffer, and if you were to hit a rock or a log or anything like that nature, you run a higher risk of damaging the shaft or the gears inside of here. So when you run an aluminum propeller, you can sacrifice one of the blades. Sometimes you can bend it back, but that's not the point of this video. Anyways, the reason I'm changing them is because I'm going into a rocky reservoir. So I have my socket that fits that nut, socket wrench, a pair of lineman's pliers to bend the cotter pin out and pull it, and some marine grease. And I'm going to lube the splines, or should I say the splines on the shaft, when I slide the new one on. If that angle gives you the full perspective, so you can see that I have marine grease on the splines of the shaft. Here's my aluminum propeller. It too has splines on it. They line up and match up. I did put the motor in gear because otherwise when you're in neutral the shaft will spin on you. In reverse order, I've got the washer that was on there. The castle nut, they call this a castle nut because it looks like the turret of a castle. You'll see that there's a hole right there that the cotter pin goes through, and those slots in the castle nut allow you to get the proper tension on here on the nut and then slide the cotter pin through to retain it and stop it from backing out. I recently watched a video of some people in Florida. I think it's Yak Motley, and he has a newly acquired John boat, and sure enough, when they got done loading, they pulled the boat out of the water. Somebody nearby mentioned, your boat's missing the propeller.
Hey, you're missing a prop.
A prop?
There's no prop on your motor. I'm dead serious.
Oh, the prop was gone. I mean, that sucker had fell right off. When did it fall off? Well, I think somewhere in between the end of the Navy Point boat ramp and the trailer. You're right.
Better go right there in the water and swim it.
Craig, there's no prop.
I don't know what exactly happened in their case, but the propeller fell off the boat. So without the cotter pin, you could see that it can't happen to people. There's probably an actual physical torque setting. I just try to make it taut, not too tight. As you can see, I'm just doing this left-handed. Well, no, you can't see because I'm holding the camera with my right hand, but I'm doing it left-handed. And just like that, the cotter pin's in. I used to bend both ends, but the way it came from the factory was in this configuration, so just bending one side around. So I went to Harbor Freight, which I unfortunately go to more often than I'd like to admit, and I picked up this kit of cotter pins, very inexpensive, and so whenever one wears out, I just replace it with a new one. I have them on hand, quick and easy. Probably not the best quality ever, but they do the job, or have been so far. So that is my quick how to change a boat propeller using the Suzuki 99 Outboard 4-stroke 2020 model, but I think it goes true for any of the EFI generation Suzuki's and probably cars.
3 hours later.
Well, it actually happened. I switched out the propeller, as I mentioned, because I was in a rocky reservoir. Sure enough, right in the middle of the water, I'm riding along. These are just scrapes, but that one's actually bent and bottomed out. It threw my wife from that seat onto the floor, and obviously did less damage than I expected. But as soon as it happened, I put it in neutral and tipped the engine forward to get off the rocks, but I wasn't expecting that right in the middle of the reservoir. But it is what it is. So I guess, like they say in motorcycle riding, you dress for the crash, you don't dress for the ride. I suppose when you're boating, you know, prep your boat for whatever may happen, because it just might. All right, stay safe out there.